Anthony Down Air Podcast. Back for another episode. We don't talk about Bruno, but we are talking about Ghislaine Maxwell. She's selling her Massachusetts mansion, plus a judge temporarily blocks the release of Bob Saget's Autopsy. A lot of Hillary and Trump stuff here. Let's run through it. Hillary teasing a 2024 run. Was Trump right about being spied upon? The Mar-a-Lago classifieds. A lot to cover there. Plus, Francis Ford Coppola's $100 million bet as he celebrates the 50th anniversary of The Godfather. I'm going to make you a podcast topic you can't refuse, Frank.
I hate you.
Who was bigger at their peak, Seinfeld or Cosby? Plus, do the Kardashians date in trends? Ottawa police now arresting members of the Freedom Convoy. Does this woman have the biggest mouth you've ever seen? We'll show you who that is. And Viola.
Is it J-Sabs?
It's not J-Sabs.
Oh, all right. Viola.
And of course, fan feedback as well. Big episode. Frankie C is here. He only comes for the big episodes. How are you, my friend?
Doing all right. It's Friday. I'm loving it.
It's Friday, and let's do this thing. Ghislaine Maxwell selling her Massachusetts mansion. Would you like those specs before I make you guess on for how much?
Let me guess. 6 bathrooms, 12 bedrooms. Am I close?
The house has 5 bedrooms spread across roughly 6,100 square feet.
See, I'm always clueless. Whenever someone says whatever square feet, I can't picture. Like, what is 6,100 square feet? Is that what you said?
You know what I can't picture? Square feet. Mine are round.
Dad joke.
We should have a dad joke alert.
Yeah, like a siren should blare.
Yeah. No, I love this when people go, "Oh, it's like 6,100 square feet," and they go, "Does that include the basement, garage? What are you counting in there?"
Attic.
I'm like, I don't
roof.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Like what? Like 61. That could be to me. That could be a supermarket or my house. I don't know what 6,100 square feet looks like.
You know, it's weird. 6,100 square feet. I mean, you look at square footage of homes. It could disappear. A home could disappear if you have too many rooms. Like these more modern homes, like the newer homes, the open concept homes, look huge.
Oh, because it's usually just one huge room, like it's kitchen, living room.
Right.
It's all one big thing.
The older homes could be the same square footage, but just have it all diced up into rooms, and you're like, this is tiny. I can't live here.
Well, it could look cramped, sure.
Yeah.
But then you just go around knocking down walls.
That's true. They love to do that.
Yeah, that's a big thing now. Not a lot of putting up walls, knocking down, baby.
I broke my thing. Hold on. I was just going to say, Frank, you sound like you could be on one of them HGTV shows. You know what we're going to do is just take down this wall right here and open it up a little bit.
I would be called tearing. The show would be called Tearing Down Walls. That's all we would do. We wouldn't build anything. We just tear down walls.
Are you going to help people politically as well as...
If that comes up, sure.
Tearing
down walls and maybe building bridges will be the sequel to that or something. I don't know.
Watch Frank as he renovates homes and erases racism in America.
That's the goal, baby.
All in 30 minutes on HGTV.
Come on. That's at least an hour show.
Tearing down walls. I love it.
Move that racism. I think we could do it. I think we could pull it off. It might not give you any construction information. Like I don't know what I'm talking about. Whenever there's electricity involved, I can't mess with it because I know, wires connect to what. But if I had to replace a doorbell, I'd be scared that I'm going to start a fire as soon as I turn the power back on. I'm going to be like, something's wrong here. I don't know if I've secured everything. Do I have to wrap everything in tape or I don't get it.
This is very true. You did piss away $300 once just to have somebody flick a light switch back on.
That's true.
Yeah.
Half the house was out. And I had no idea why. We had no idea. So we called an electrician. Mm-hmm. Took him about 15 minutes. He went downstairs, looked at the circuit breakers, came upstairs, looked at an outlet and went. Everything went back on.
And $300 later.
Yeah, no, that was That was a big Scroogey.
Mm.
What is with your camera? What's going on?
I'm having a little bit of a malfunction here, big man. I don't know. I need your.
It's called your face.
I need you to take 5 minutes away from curing racism and try and cure my technological issues.
We don't do that kind of stuff on our show. It's just racism and knocking down walls.
No, we don't talk about Bruno on this show.
What is that?
It's from Encanto. It's a Disney movie.
I have to see that.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a bunch of those. There's a bunch of Disney movies I haven't seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get on top of those.
Yeah, you should. Anyway, let's finish this up. 6,100 square feet, Frank. 5 bedrooms in Massachusetts. Want to take a guess? Her hubby bought it, supposed hubby, Scott Borgenson, in 2016. Purchased it for $2.45 million.
Wow. I was going to say, my guess was going to be 2.5 million exactly.
That's what he bought it for.
That's what he bought it for. Okay,
in 2016.
So now, couple it's that 6 years later, 4.2.
It's not a horrible guess. You've had worse guesses. $7.3 million.
How could it have tripled in value?
Yeah, I don't know. Just real estate tends to just do that, doesn't it? It just people just like,
Does
I don't
it?
know, $1 billion.
I mean, maybe they improve. They probably did work on it, maybe and upped the value. I'm sure, but I feel like the previous owner should have taken. Oh, this is
not a good angle.
It's not a good angle.
It's not my primary camera.
No,
we don't need to see me this much. I don't think.
But I feel like the previous ownership should drive that price way down.
Well, that's the thing too. So she supposedly lived there, but right around the time when all the shit started hitting the fan.
Yeah, either way, doesn't matter.
Well, so we talk about this though with like the flat, and remember Epstein's thing. Like, who would want to buy this thing? You think that sort of, scuzziness lives?
It's ingrained. It's ensconced.
Even if a skeezy person like her lived there after she did all the skeeviness,
she's still a skeevy person.
She's still a skeevy person, right?
It's in the walls. It's in the bones. You can't. It's no good. You need a pair of priests to get that evilness out of there.
I hate to throw a curveball here at you, big man, but we're having some technical difficulties. Can you do the Jumpstart Coffee read while I do a bit of a reset?
What am I, 3 years old? Of course I could do the Jumpstart Coffee read.
Okay, I shall return.
Okay.
Go ahead, big man. Hold on, let me put you up on the big screen.
Am I going to be by myself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all you, big dog.
My moment to shine.
Finally.
Now I get to talk about anything I want. And what I want to talk about is Jumpstart Coffee, baby. Got the best one right here, in my opinion, so far. I haven't tried them all, but Dark Roast Blend is my favorite so far. And I'm telling you, these guys know what they're doing when it comes to coffee. Not only that, yeah, it's great coffee, sure. You get a great product, but half of what you spend on this coffee goes directly to the Navy SEAL Foundation, which is unbelievable. Half of it, 50% of their profits. That's just an amazing thing. So not only are you getting a great product, great coffee, you're also helping out the veterans, which is unbelievable. They have a lot of different flavors. The dark roast, the light roast, is the espresso roast, the espresso blend. All good stuff. Anthony made some ice cream out of it recently. All good. Now, you could do, you buy a bag, couple bags, try it out at home, see if you like it. We haven't heard any bad news about it. Or, hey, he fixed it. Plus, you do the subscribe and save. You order it. You set in your order. Every month, boom, shows up at your door. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to go to the store. It just shows up, and you're ready to go with your coffee, your favorite blends. Not to mention, 50% goes to the Navy SEAL Foundation, plus 15% off right off the top. AOA 15. You use that code every time you buy a bag. Boom, 15% off.
With the link in the description of this episode.
In the description of the episode, yeah.
Yes.
You hit that link, AOA 15 right off, 50% to the Navy SEALs, rest goes to them. You get a great product. Everybody wins. I can't think of one loser in this situation, except for Anthony.
Gonna stumbling over the same joke.
Yeah, it happens.
Did you say anything bad about me? I'm gonna find out in the comments.
You'll have to wait and see.
All right.
But all good, all good. We did a good
Good
read,
read?
for Jumpstart. They should be happy. And
Best read
hopefully
ever?
everybody best read ever, in my opinion. Hopefully, and like I said, we haven't gotten a negative review. You check the comments.
Not one.
Everybody who's tried it,
Yeah.
raves about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the proof is right there. It's all,
One person in like Russia was like, "Hey, why don't you guys ship to Russia?" That was it. I don't think
And
they
they
ship to Russia.
and they didn't try it.
Nothing personal to Russia. I just don't think they ship it that far. China probably out of luck too. India, all those
Oh
places.
yeah, I'm not sure about it. You have
Yeah.
to talk to them about
Yeah. We'll have to figure
specific
it out.
countries that they ship to.
All right. Well, we'll know if I'm allowed to do reads anymore. If you sell 100 orders, then I'm gonna retire. We'll leave them all up to you then.
Interesting side note.
Hmm.
So the other day, this has nothing to do with anything.
All right. Well, let me change the topic on the screen. Hold on. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So the other day, we were watching. My wife and I were watching a trivia show. It's called The Chase. Good show. I like it. We like it. And the subject came up of how many countries there are on Earth. How many countries are there?
Great question.
Right. So we looked it up. We Googled it. Now, if you Google that, here's what
It's gonna
you
be
get.
one less when Russia invades Ukraine.
That's effed up, man. So let's see. Okay. How many countries are there? Now it says, if you could see it, 195.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, then you write, how many countries are there in the Olympics? Hold on. How many countries are there in the Olympics? More than 196 countries take part in the Olympics.
Scandal.
What the hell is that?
Who snuck in an extra country?
I don't understand.
What's going on here?
There's an extra country, and every single one of them, plus some mystery country, are taking part in the Olympics. All of them.
Who made up a country?
Where the hell? What's going on here? Someone investigate that. Every single country on Earth is in the Olympics, plus one mystery country.
I like that people are showing up. What country you're from? Drumundia. We're from the Republic of Drumundia. Oh, okay.
Could
All
be.
right. Come on in.
You don't know.
Do you have your vaccine card? Yep, right here. Okay, good. You're in.
The old Drumundian vaccine card.
You're in the Olympics. Good for you.
Yeah, congratulations. Go for the gold.
Boy, I tell you what, Drumundia sounds nice, doesn't it?
I liked it in the summer.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
beats a Drumundian summer.
I'd like to get. I'm trying to figure out where I want to buy a vacation home in Drumundia or in the Metaverse. I'm just not sure yet.
I go Drumundia.
I
It's gonna be
saw.
around a lot longer.
I saw a TikTok. Yeah, says the guy who thought the internet was a fad.
I was 12. What do you want from me? Leave me alone.
I saw a guy. You ever see this guy? I forget his name, but he runs up to people who are in like Ferraris and shit. He's like, "What do you do? What do you do?" He like asks them a bunch of questions. It's supposed to look spontaneous, but it's clearly
Is it like Billy on the Street kind of thing?
kind of, but it's like arranged, and people act
Oh.
surprised, and then but the guy is a good guy, I guess. But anyway, he was talking to this kid, and he was like, "Oh, I sell real estate in the metaverse." He's like, "Oh, is that how you got the Ferrari?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "How much is the most you ever sold a place for?" He's like, 500,000. I was like, "That's not. That's houses." Houses go for like 8, 9 millions of dollars. Like, how is this guy buying a Ferrari off of a, 500? And who are the people that are paying $500,000 for this metaverse stuff?
That's ridiculous.
I'm torn on this because I feel like this is the same, like that. What I just said are the same people that were like, who's paying $400 for a Bitcoin? It doesn't make any sense. And then the thing is,
meanwhile,
like,
they're raking in millions.
right, it's bottoming out at 16,000 a Bitcoin now. So, yeah, I don't know.
How are
Feels
you
like we
doing
should
with
buy
that stuff? Are you still invested?
I'm still invested. It's goes up, it goes down, it goes up,
That's
it
the
goes down.
stock market. But
I'm just riding it. It doesn't even matter anymore. Yeah, it's
are
stupid.
you better off than when you started with it?
Yeah, I swear to God, I'm about even. I'm literally about even. I took a bunch out of AMC that I had, so I cashed out 3x what I put in. So that was nice. And then I left a couple of bucks because I realized like you have to own stock in order to get ahead of like there's a special line for stockholders, so you don't have to wait on the popcorn line with everybody else.
Nice.
So I kept like a share or two, and it's since been tanking, but it's I'm not losing any money off of it, and I'm getting to the head of the popcorn line. So
that's good.
Yeah,
it's worth it. It's all been worth it.
DraftKings and I don't even know which one I'm on. DraftKings, Caesars, the sports betting apps now. I'm on those, and I did that for the Super Bowl, and I bet they had a promotion, bet $5, and they'll guarantee you odds that if you pick a winner money line, you win at $280.
How could they like?
Because it's a promo. They can afford to run
that
X amount of promos because it's worth it for them because people will sign up and they'll play.
They'll just keep going.
They'll just keep going.
That's a big loss. I mean, it's just $5 though. You can't bet you can't carry those odds to like $1,000.
Well, they'll cover your losses on a bet that's up to $1,000. Like a lot of them will like first time bet. If you bet 1,000 and you lose, they'll give it back to you. Yeah, because here's why. They get you, and now they've got you. Now you're gambling on this thing forever.
They're feeding off your addiction.
That's worth way more than $275 or even $1,000.
First hit's free.
Exactly. So what I did though is I went on 2 of them. I don't even know which 2. And by the way, I'll never say it until one of them starts giving us money, because I do have one that I like better than the other one.
Can we maybe get sponsored by them? That'd be
great. we have to reach out. So
I feel like everybody's getting sponsored by them.
They're throwing a lot of money around.
They're everywhere.
A lot of money, because they're all trying. Because this is big, huge money. But anyway, $275 over the course of a life to acquire a customer is nothing for these guys.
Yeah, but times a million people.
Still, that's a million people now.
$75 million dollars.
That's a million people that are now on their platform betting. Anyway, long story short, I downloaded 2 of them. I bet Cincinnati on one and the Rams on the other, and I collected on one of them.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I did. But I'm holding on now too, and you could bet every night, which I could definitely lose my kids' college fund on that. But I'm holding off. I like the big special bets. Like, it was fun betting the Super Bowl because it was like a lot of people were in on it. It was exciting. I can't bet the Islanders or anything like that. Although I would love it if they came up with a prop bet for when Russia's going to invade Ukraine. I feel like that'd be good.
You think can you bet on that? Like,
I wish you could. Thing? I wish you could. Like, that's what these places should do. Like, yes, horse racing is fun. Yes, betting on football is fun. But like, I would love to just bet on like real world stuff like that.
It's not great though, because then you're rooting for it, or you want to root against it.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't want to root for an invasion.
But it'd be more like, if you like pick the day, that kind of thing. Like, what day is it going to happen?
But then you wait, and then the day comes, you're like, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true. I would root for that. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's a horrible place to be, but
you don't want to root for that. You want to root for sports. That's the stuff doesn't mean anything.
My wife had to yell at me during the Super Bowl because I screamed at one point because I needed a certain guy to get X amount of yards, and he was running to get those yards, and I screamed, and my kids, they got all upset because I was like yelling. They didn't like it.
This is when it becomes a prop. This is when you have to talk to someone.
Yeah.
When it starts interfering with your home life.
I know. But I was just a little scream. It wasn't like I, was selling their toys to make a bet.
Was this scream a curse word?
No. I was just screaming like, "Come on, go!" That was it. And then
that's not terrible.
They got yeah.
But
that's a good idea though. I could probably sell their Nintendo Switch for $300 and bet.
See that? You could buy them a Nintendo Switch each if you win.
It's a good point, Frank. They want to go to college. They better be on Daddy's side. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
they better blow on these dice that I'm rolling.
I'm doing a side bet on which kid actually gets to go to college.
Yeah, it's only going to be one of them.
It's just one.
That. All right. So Bob Saget's family, they've been granted a motion to temporarily block the release of further information about Bob's passing. Of course, he was pronounced dead at the age of 65 in Orlando on January 9th. The family said in a statement that their dad and husband died accidentally by hitting his head on something and thought nothing of it and went to sleep. The autopsy report by Dr. Joshua Stephanie, the chief medical examiner of Orange and Osceola counties in Florida, was published in the New York Times, and it detailed head trauma so serious that it was unlikely to have been shrugged off by Saget. On Tuesday, Saget's widow, Kelly Rizzo, and his three daughters, Aubrey, Laura, and Jennifer, filed a suit against Florida's District 9 Medical Examiner's Office and Orange County Sheriff John Mina to block further details from being released. That emergency motion was temporarily granted just yesterday or the day before. I can't remember now. I'm sorry. It's not in my notes. Prohibiting the defendants from releasing material from the star's death records, including photographs and audio recordings. This, according to People magazine.
Photographs? Oh, autopsy photographs.
And audio recordings.
Oh, like of the examiner giving his notes, I guess? Okay.
Attorney Judd G. Rosen of the Miami law firm Goldberg and Rosen told Newsweek that while the public could view the family's move as a bid to hide salacious secrets, it's likely nothing more than they're wanting to protect his dignity. Well, that's what it comes down to. I was going to say, like, because when this happened, I got flooded with people who said this to me that were like, look, like there's something here that they're, you know.
Yeah, but it's coming. This is coming from the family. This is not like, you know, the family is blocking it because, you know, they want to, again, it's their dad, it's their husband. They don't want pictures of him, you know, his autopsy all over the world. It's like, you know, give him a little dignity kind of thing. If it's going to be investigated, then it's going to be investigated, but it doesn't have to be pictures of him, you know, all over the place. That I can understand that.
26 states have statutes that directly address the disclosure of autopsy reports, and Florida is not one of them. Florida Statute 119, which is a Public Document Act, is the policy of the state of Florida that public records are open for public inspection. However, a court can limit that access under certain circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, if the family want, it's up to the family. I mean, they have the discretion.
I agree. I do. It is a smidge suspicious. I mean, I get it. They don't want their dad out there, but also, like, what are they?
Don't say, what are they hiding? What they're hiding is pictures of their dad dead on a table being spread around the internet. That's what they're hiding. I mean, you know, if they want to.
They say the release of the photos would cause irreparable harm in the form of extreme mental pain, anguish, and emotional distress. I mean, perhaps that's because they didn't look at the pictures themselves, and then they would be tempted to look at them if they were out and everywhere.
Maybe, or imagine, you know, your family member. You have a family member that all of a sudden, the picture of them dead is not one but many, and not only just dead, but being examined and all this stuff is just everywhere. That's traumatic, especially if it's your parent.
They say a detailed autopsy report can range from 10 to 15 pages, and it could detail every single vital organ and element of it, whether it's related to the death or not. They're not just looking for the cause of death. They're evaluating everything they go through in an autopsy. They cover everything.
Yeah, that's extremely obviously invasive, but it's personal. You know,
penis size? Are they protecting penis size here?
It could be.
I'd like mine blocked then too, if that's the case.
See?
Can I file a motion to block mine for when I do die?
Put it in writing now. Nobody's going to want to see that anyway.
Here's the thing. This might be bad to say. I'm going to say it anyway.
No, save it. Second guess it, man. If you have to second guess it, it's probably not worth it.
I was going to say the fact that the kids are involved is a sign to me that they're not really hiding anything. I wouldn't trust the wife per se. I know that sounds bad.
No, I mean, I hate to say, but like picture your spouse. You don't want pictures of your spouse's naked, dead, autopsied body all over the. You imagine? That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, though. I mean, you would. This is a bad thing to hope. You would hope that the media would just be able to review that information and be like, okay, there's nothing here. We're not going to publish a picture of his dead body.
They're going to. You know, someone will.
I know some dick will, but
of course.
I feel like you get a couple of trusted reporters, and you put them in a room and you give them 5 minutes, no cell phones, nothing. They can take notes. They can read the full thing, and then come out of it, and then that's it. I feel like that's the move because then if there's anything weird there, they can report it, and if there's nothing, then they're not. And reporters that won't report, like let's say he had, I don't know, what's a disease, like I don't know, Crohn's disease or whatever, herpes or whatever,
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's. Like if he had that, they wouldn't sell that story. Like reporters who it's not gonna the clicks don't matter to them. They're not gonna sell that shit if he had something like that. Because that's the only other thing. That's the only legitimate thing I could think of that they don't want it out there that their father had. Because what else? Like he fell or he had this thing. What difference does it make? It's kind of an embarrassing way to go. Everybody already knows it. So
It's the fact that you don't want these pictures out there, and you don't want the intimate details of a person's health and physicality just being out in the open for everybody. It's very personal. It's very, it's your family member. I wouldn't want, my father or my mother, pictures of them all over the place like that. It's degrading. It's humiliating for them, and it's probably I'm sure very traumatizing. He was an older guy. I don't know if he had grandkids either. Does he have?
I don't know. He's 65.
His kids would be in their 30s, maybe.
Yeah, the kid. I'm looking at pictures of them. They look like they're in their 30s.
So even what if he has young grandkids? You don't want them seeing pictures of their grandfather.
That's true.
That's traumatic.
Yeah, that's true.
So I understand them blocking the
Yeah.
autopsy.
Here's the thing though with that. I don't even want the autopsy. I want the security camera footage from the comedy club he was at and the hotel 24 hours in advance. That's
Yeah.
what I want more than the autopsy.
We don't want to see. We just want to know if anything bad happened. That's all. If we have investigators look at it and go, this is why we looked at it and said everything is on the up and up. He just hit his head.
Yeah.
Okay, but then again, you're gonna have people go, I don't believe that until I see pictures. So at what point do we go, enough's enough, we get it, no foul play?
This was a trigger for the conspiracy theory people. And I'm going to put myself in that category. I was kind of like, what the hell? I mean, when I read it all, I can understand. I don't know if everybody will be able to.
That's the thing with
That
conspiracy
doesn't make you a bad
theories.
person, by the way.
No.
I'm just saying.
No, it makes you curious about it and everything, but I get that. But where does it end with the conspiracy? Like they give you, like, what's the point that you can get to where you look at it and go, all right, I was wrong. This is on the up and up. Because no matter what you show,
Like I said,
hardcore conspiracy theorists,
yeah,
like, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Who's the reporter? Who's this? Who's that? Who's paying off this guy? They'll never trust it unless they see it with their own eyes and they're like in the room.
yeah. See that's where I differ. I can trust it.
That's the thing. That's like, I mean, I hate to keep going to this well, but the like flat earthers, you show them a million photographs and video of live images from space of the Earth, and they're gonna go, "Up, doctor, I don't believe it."
Right.
Until you send them into a rocket and show them the Earth, they're not gonna believe it.
Yeah, and like I said, if you literally invited 5 reporters into a room, I would trust. You invite one from Fox, one from CNN, one from Time Magazine, one from wherever. I don't give a shit. Spread it around. 5 people, no cameras, pencils, and a pad, and they go in and they can write and make. I would trust what they come out with, and that's why you bring in all these people from opposing things, all with the agreement that, hey, if it's Parkinson's, don't report it. Then it's fine.
But here's what's going to happen, and I can almost guarantee this: one reporter from whichever place is going to come out there and go, "Yeah, they showed us everything, and we were all sitting there, but there's one thing that just didn't sit well with me." There's gonna be one little thread that they can tug at that'll still make people go, yeah, I don't really believe this. You think all 5 reporters are going to come out there and go, yep, 100%, all good? I guarantee 4 out of 5 will do that. And the 5th one will go, yeah, 99%. But there was this one thing they showed us that didn't sit right with me. And that's it's never going to, unless there's, like you said, videotape, or the conspiracy theories are just going to keep going. That's the sad part about it. It's like
Yeah,
anything else.
I agree. There are some people that they'll never. You can't reach some people.
Once there's a theory out there, people just take it and just run with it, no matter what it is.
Speaking of run, Hillary may be sizing up a run for 2024.
I didn't see this. How did she come up with this?
So she stopped into New York yesterday, the day before.
Okay.
She was doing I want to get the name of this so I don't get it wrong. Is it New York Democratic Association of bullshit? I don't even know what the fuck.
I have no idea.
Something, but she came in to give a speech, which is still beyond me that people are paying any of the Clintons to come in and give a speech. I cannot believe this is still happening.
If Hillary Clinton offered to come on this show and all she wanted was $20, would you go, yeah, sure?
Yeah, I would do it.
Well, there you go.
But I would grill her on, but that's different from like, hey, come and, here's a shit ton of money to pay,
So you're not.
I don't know if she was paid for this. She might have just been invited, but I wouldn't. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know how the Clintons aren't damaged goods after all the Epstein stuff and all the other stuff that we're going to get into.
I think he might be. I still think she.
But you don't think she is by association?
Well, it's like saying the daughter is by association. It's the same.
Well, I mean, she had no choice. She was born a Democrat. The New York State Democratic Party convention was yesterday, and she came in to do a speech there. Here's what's interesting. While she was there, she shit on the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, who was running for governor for a little bit, but has since pulled out of that. She circuitously shit on Kamala.
Circuitously?
Is that a word?
I don't know. It sounded like a word.
It sounds like a word. Don't question it. Just go with it.
Could be.
Let's hope we don't get on Convict Donald's TikTok.
I don't think that's a word, but we're gonna move on.
It's not a word. You better make a TikTok. Don't
let us down here.
Don't let me get off the ropes. Hochul, Biden, Bernie, Warren, like she kind of she didn't be like, oh, Warren's bullshit, but the way she crafted her speech, I'm not gonna go through every single one of these because this is fucking boring. But the point is that she kind of like positioned herself in the speech of like, boy, everybody kind of sucks, right? Remember me? Like, remember me? Remember how close? Remember how many votes? I know I lost, but remember how many votes I got? Like, and I can't say that her strategy is wrong. The fault in it, though, is that she's the answer. Like, that's incorrect.
Yeah, a lot of the reason that people didn't vote for her was because they just didn't like her.
Right. And I think a lot of the reason why people don't really like Democrats is because of her. But I think that this idea of that, like, nobody's going to vote for, well, first of all, Biden has to step aside because I don't think, even though he is doing a mediocre job at best, I don't think the Democrats try and replace him. It'd be really difficult. It'd have to be his age. He'd have to voluntarily do it. And nobody has really done. I can't remember the last time a president did one term and was like, all right, this is good.
It's like, yeah, I'm not even running again.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple times that we had a one-term president, Trump,
George Bush,
and he lost. Carter, did Carter lose? I think Carter lost.
Carter lost.
Reagan, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know the last time we had a one-term president that was just like, okay, that's good, I'm out.
Yeah. Nixon did 1.5, or one and a little bit, and then Ford came in.
So anyway, I'm not saying it's not possible. Biden could be like, hey, I'm old, I did my job, whatever. Kamala clearly has zero economic clout these days, which is unbelievable to me that she helped win an election, Am I right? Truth Social?
You got to learn how to wink, by the way.
Why, is that a good wink?
Well, generally, you don't wink both eyes at the same time.
Anyway, so she can go from winning an election to just 18 months later just being like, There's no way we can put her. I mean, if Biden runs, she might not even be put back on the ticket.
Maybe not.
So that's that. They feel like Bernie is a 2-time loser. He's not going to go back again. Warren could never get any sort of traction anywhere.
I would love Warren.
Who else do you have? You got.
I would love Buttigieg. I think he's great. He's a nice, honest as you can be as a politician, I guess. But there's no scandal there. There's no, he just didn't get the votes. And from everything from his past, whenever anything comes up with him, it's all good stuff. I've never heard anything negative about the guy.
I don't really know too much about him.
Yeah, and the little I do know, he's a nice guy. He was Mayor Pete. He's a nice ran. What's it called? He ran for president. They had the debates and everything, and
Yeah, but he got out early. He got killed, didn't he?
Yeah, he got out early, but I think he would have been fine. And there was the one guy, I forget, was it Andrew Yang?
Yang
was
keeps
like,
losing.
I'm gonna give everybody $1,000 a month. All you gotta do is elect me. And we're like, nah. $1,000 a month. Everyone. Nah.
He lost the presidential campaign and then lost the campaign, the primary for mayor in New York City. Cannot win a thing. Nah. And honestly, the write up on him is he is a genius and just nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit.
I don't understand.
And it's weird. People are like, oh, you can't fund this $1,000 a month thing, and you can't do this and you can't do that. Bullshit. The government handed out so much fucking money during COVID, right? And
you totally can give everybody $1,000.
It's kind of a commonplace thing in a lot of parts of the world. A lot of smaller countries do something similar. And again, and then here's the thing too. This is what I love about the political discourse in this country. Republicans be like, you can't do that. You can't do that. But we need to cut taxes. And it's like, what's the difference? If I pay $1,000 less in taxes, or you hand me $1,000, what's the fucking difference? It's accounting, basically accounting.
Okay, so that would be $35 billion a month. If we give $1,000 to every person in the country a month, was it 350 million roughly? Yeah. 350 million times 1,000 is whatever I just said.
I mean, it makes sense though.
35 billion.
What are we paying in taxes? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
There's an insane amount of tax. And I know people are gonna be like, well, some people don't even pay $1,000 in taxes. Yeah, like 12 people. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like
the billionaires really need to pay their taxes. I don't know how that's not a given.
Yeah.
I don't get that at all. How the people with more money than they'll ever spend in 5 lifetimes can't pay a couple of thousand a month, a few thousand a month.
Well, here's the point. I've never been suicidal in my life. Right. But if I have to sit through another Hillary versus Trump campaign, I can't do it. I can't.
You're out?
I'm out. I can't do it. I'm either going to unplug from everything or I'm just going to I don't know which is easier, actually. Whichever one is easier at the time. I cannot go through one of these campaigns again.
Just unsubscribe from Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff.
Could you imagine? I mean, I can't do that again.
I don't want to relive 2016. I get that.
This would be like the only thing I can think of is almost as bad as if you would tell me you should watch the whole Tiger King series again. I can't do that either. When these there's like 2 people dropping Tiger King series and movie. I'm not going anywhere near. I don't give a shit. And I love that one from Saturday Night Live. What's her name? The blonde there.
Kate McKinnon.
Oh my God, I love her.
She's awesome.
I would do anything she asked. It doesn't even matter. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything. If she was like lick a bum's asshole, I'd be like, call me J-Sabs. I'm going in. Doesn't matter. I cannot watch that. I just don't care about Tiger King anymore. I can't do it. I can't go back to the beginning of the pandemic.
Lick a homeless man's asshole than watch the Tiger King.
Yeah. I'd lick 10 rather than watch, because I could do that in under a minute and not have to, and then the rest of the time have to myself.
You already saw it. You know what you're in for.
I'm just saying I can't relive. I can't go back to it again.
I see. I guess.
Be god awful. Did Hillary spy on Donald Trump?
Here we go again. First it was Obama.
By the way, oh yeah, I think she did get accused of that, didn't she?
First, Obama was spying on him with Hillary and everything. They're spying on me. They got spies everywhere. They're all after me. They're coming after me. Now,
I forget that Obama, that Hillary lost to Obama. I forgot.
yeah. And now that Hillary made this, this, I guess, tease about the 2024, a day later, Hillary spied on me. Oh, you can't trust her.
Well, no, the spy thing came first before the speech thing came.
When did the spy thing happen?
The spy thing happened, which, by the way, oh my God, the people that are like, why are you talking about the spy thing? Why are you talking about the spy thing? Well, because it was bigger. There was bigger shit last. I can't remember what it was now, but it was bigger shit at the time. It was on the rundown to do, and it just was like, I'm gonna toss this one. Just like I tossed 6 things tonight. That we didn't.
Including a homeless man's. No, never mind.
Yeah.
It's a lot of tossing going on.
Homeless man's salad.
Right.
How did that get that name? Anyway, let's stay on topic here, Frankie C.
Okay.
Here's the point. Let me surmise this for everybody screaming and yelling about this. So Clinton paid this lawyer. This lawyer was on her payroll. Sussman, Michael Sussman. This lawyer was also paying and working with this Jaffe guy who's a computer nerd. Let's be honest.
Okay.
He's a science geek. Okay.
He's a hacker.
Yeah, he's a hacker. So this guy's job was to monitor the White House because they were very concerned about Russian interference.
Sure.
He started during the Obama administration monitoring the White House.
Mm-hmm.
This continued into Trump's administration at the White House. This also because they picked up some phones, these Yoda phones that are big Star Wars people. You see, you're a big Star Wars fan. You should know that.
I don't know what a Yoda phone is.
It's spelled YOTA, not YODA.
Okay.
These are Russian. Is a Russian phone thing, and they were noticing a bunch of these around, so they increased the scrutiny, the monitoring, if you will, to Trump's Trump Tower, his other place in the city, the Vice President building in Washington, the Eisenhower building, and then the White House. So they kept it on the White House. So that's basically what it was. So people now, this is where we're at. People are saying, well, this doesn't mean so. This John Durham is the special counsel investigating all this. So he's come out and he said Michael Sussman's in trouble because he's going to be charged with lying to the federal, not government. What's the word? He lied to an FBI agent.
Okay.
They call it something. Lying to a federal agent. Can't do that.
Right.
Illegal. Can't do that.
Can't do that.
So he's in trouble. Jaffe not in trouble. Hillary not in trouble. Because what Durham has not pulled off yet is the link of Hillary paying Sussman to pay Jaffe.
Right.
Now, odds are that that's pretty much that was pretty much the journey of the money from one to the other to the other.
Okay.
But this John Durham hasn't Hillary is not in trouble as of right now.
Right.
I have personal feelings here. I have a very hard time believing that she had nothing to do with this. And this is basically how you set up a political scandal is you pay one dude and then that dude pays another, i.e. Trump with the Stormy Daniels and the Michael Cohen guy, Gates with his buddies and all the shit that was going on down in Florida. I mean, on down the line, you basically name it. This is basically how it's done. Politician never pays the person doing it. They pay somebody else who's the middle. I mean, this is typical. So do I think she did this 1 billion %? There's no, I mean.
Okay.
I mean, that's just my opinion. I just think it's now, I don't know why it started during the Obama administration. I don't have an answer for that. But here's the thing. When it went to his home and during his campaign, that is a little suspect. And the fact that they've never been able to nail down this Russian thing, I mean, never. There's been investigation after investigation after investigation. They've never been able to nail this down.
Now, I'm reading a quote from Durham. Durham himself.
Wait, John Durham or Bull Durham?
Bull Durham.
Okay.
Durham himself suggested that the information in his filing has been blown out of proportion. In a filing on Thursday, Durham wrote, quote, "If third parties or members of the media have overstated, understated, or otherwise misinterpreted facts contained in the government's motion, that does not in any way undermine the valid reasons for government's inclusion of this information." So I think he's saying that if there was anything, it doesn't amount to much. Seems like. And if he said if the media wants to blow it up, then it doesn't change what the facts are in the thing. That's all he's saying. Is there something there? Yeah, maybe. But I think the media is also doing a pretty good job of going, hey, she's spying. It's like,
I mean, maybe. I personally think that the Clintons are
well, they were
the scariest friggin'.
Oh, I'm sure there's. Believe me, I'm sure they have seedy shit going on. I get it, and it's possible that this could be all true. Who knows? But until they have more than just some guy going, yeah, maybe, then and Trump going, you say they spied on me, then I'm gonna have to wait.
Is it possible that you're just clouded because you hate Trump so much?
I hate him, yeah, but I'm gonna need more than one guy going, yeah, they spied on him.
A special counsel, an appointed special counsel. He's
Nobody
got no dog in the fight.
Nobody believed any special counsel when they come up. Look at what's his name?
When it's Mueller, it's bullshit.
But
Mueller, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Okay, got it. Stand corrected. Everything Mueller says is out the window. But this guy that we'd never heard of until right now.
Well, that doesn't. Well, he's a real person. He got appointed.
No, I'm sure he's real.
Don't kill his credibility.
That's fine. I'm sure he's very credible.
But here's the thing: Trump sat on 60 Minutes and he said he was spied on, and people were like, "There's no evidence of that." And now here it is, and he wasn't wrong. He was being spied upon.
Let's see the evidence. What evidence?
He said it. They put it together. Here it is. Sussman paid Jaffe to do this job, and that's what he was doing. And also, as we later learned, the Clinton campaign paid this Jaffe, and so did the Biden campaign for supposedly other services. There's been no wrongdoing there, but there's a link. There's an even tighter link there to those people. This is a where there's smoke, there's fire kind of situation. I mean, this Jaffe does this stuff. He's not, it's not like he's, a mystery. And he was the guy, and it's been reported to the CIA. They told the CIA what was going on. So this happened, he was spied upon. He was right. He wasn't lying about this.
Okay.
I mean, it's the truth. So this is a problem I have with everybody. If it goes against their side, they can't buy it. Like, it's possible.
No, I'm not saying it's not possible. Sure, anything's possible. I think, yeah, he could have as an argument. And he has one guy who said, yeah, look at this. He's paid this guy and it's this guy. Fine. And if
it's not one guy, but it's a special counsel investigation. It should be respected.
Great. I respect it. I think it's great. Investigate everything you want. But, until there's charges and shit, this is just, hey, look, I think he paid for, fine. Then he got spied on.
I understand. The end of the day, what's the big deal? It was just a campaign being spied upon, but it's kind of a big deal because, I mean, it's kind of a big deal to be doing that. I know campaigns, they try and pull things off on one another and all this and that, but what happens is what comes from this is the Mueller thing and all this stuff and all this time and money wasted, the dossier that was paid for by Clinton, all this shit. And it was like all for like that. She caused a lot of shit, cost a lot of money. And it was all for what? For her own little, game, for her own, gain. That's not right. That's not right.
All right. I agree. It's not right. What? I'm agreeing with you.
See, at least only the conservatives get mad at you. Try being me for 5 minutes. I have both sides yelling at me depending on what I'm saying at the
All
time.
Right. Hey, listen. I don't know. We don't know what actually happened. We'll see.
I know.
We'll have to wait and see.
Clinton probably sat on Epstein's plane 27 times and never did anything wrong. Or was just, helping people in Africa.
I'm not defending that at all. I'm not defending that at all. I'm not even defending this. Maybe it happened. But, let's see what... We don't have dates. We don't know when this stopped and started. We don't know who exactly was involved. It doesn't say Hillary Clinton was involved. So we don't know yet.
Now, the Sussman is an interesting character because he's basically saying, if you lie to the government and it causes like a big harm, then that's wrong. Like, or the government makes a wrong decision off of that information, then you could be held accountable for it. He's basically saying he said this and nothing really happened, so they should be dropping these charges. That's what this guy is saying. I like the Sussman character. He's got he's got moxie, that's for sure. He's got some moxie on him.
I hear you.
All right, here, let me get the other side mad at me now. We'll go back the other way. The Mar-a-Lago classifieds.
Wait, you don't want to talk about Hillary's emails? I had to throw that in there. Come
on. Trump took a bunch of shit down to Mar-a-Lago, and supposedly the National Archives is saying that classified documents were found in the boxes down in Mar-a-Lago.
That's classified things, but and he has them in, I'm sure, I'm sure there's a lock on the door. That only maybe the cleaning crew has access to or something. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. So again, back to your Hillary Clinton email joke. You can't have a member of the government be so careless with classified information, right? He slammed her during the campaign for all that shit, and he walked off with fucking classified information, stuck it in a closet in Mar-a-Lago somewhere.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
What the fuck are we talking about here?
Yeah, maybe she spied on him. I don't know. That could have happened. It probably, maybe it did. Probably did. But it's all bad. Everybody's doing bad shit too. I mean, look at this. This is classified shit in a resort. He's just in his house. Government stuff. He's no longer working for the government.
He's not doing bad stuff, Frank. Joe Biden. He's just sitting there in his little room.
He's not even playing golf.
Having his tea at 4:00.
It's nice.
Just going.
It's a good life.
Yeah. You know what his job is? His job is to sit in that office and not be Donald Trump. And he's killing it right now.
He's nailing that. We're all nailing that.
Now, people could be upset that he's not, I don't know, governing, defending the borders, all this and that. But the fact of the matter is he was hired to do a job, which was sit in a room, have his afternoon tea, and not be Donald Trump. And he's fucking slaying. He hasn't missed a tea. And also, he hasn't transitioned into Donald Trump, nor has he changed his name or anything like that. So he's killing it right now.
That's true.
So for anybody who's taking on my man Biden, phooey on you, because he's doing his job. He is not Donald Trump. And stay alive. Stay alive and not be Donald Trump, and that's it.
So, and you should be fine.
Yeah, I don't even think he clocks.
And don't be Hillary. You don't have to be Hillary Clinton either.
And don't be Hillary Clinton. Yeah, that's true. That's just basically true.
Just be Joe Biden. You'll be fine.
Just be Joe Biden. That's it. Doesn't matter. Come out with some wisecracks, say some stupid shit. Like, come out every couple of weeks and say something really insensitive or weird. Don't sniff anybody, and it'll be fine. And he's like,
to his credit, he hasn't sniffed anybody in a long time.
He has not sniffed a person. I hear he's sniffing a lot of people behind closed doors. I feel like they hired somebody that he could just sniff.
That is slander, sir, or libel. Yeah. It's one of those.
What was that Chris Rock movie? Remember where he runs for president and they gave him an appointed whore to sleep with because they were tired of scandals? That's what funny. Biden has. Biden's got a person in there he just sniffs.
The designated sniffer.
He's a designated sniffer in there for sure. National Archives acknowledged today that they discussed with the Department of Justice that classified records were found in boxes at Mar-a-Lago after former President Donald Trump left office. According to the letter from archivist David Ferrero. I love the Ferrero Rochers he makes, by the way. Really good guy.
Those are good.
Besides being an archivist, he makes a hell of a chocolate hazelnut dessert. He reported this to the House Oversight Committee. A letter released by the archives Friday also provided more detail on the reports that Trump tore up records after being warned not to while he was president. That letter is among 4 that the archives released Friday, portraying the agency, which acts as the historical library for the federal government, as concerned on multiple fronts about the Trump administration record-keeping practices. Here's the thing about the archives. What they need to do is get that toilet bowl out of the White House, because that's a historical...
That's where all the best writing that he ever did was.
That's where... Well, that's true. But also, that's where he would flushing papers down the toilet.
Is there a fireplace in the White House?
Yeah, there's several, and they were humming, baby. A lot of smokestacks.
I checked that flew.
Yeah.
For any papers, errand papers.
A lot of smokestacks. We can't find Hillary's emails. We can't find Donald's papers, but one of them is right and the other is wrong, and half the country will tell you exactly that.
That's true.
The fuck out of here. You never pick a side.
They're all fucked up.
That's why. When we find
pick a side, you bastard.
When we find a side to be on, that's when I'm going to be on it. I love this Francis Ford Coppola story. Francis Ford Coppola, who is celebrating 50 years of The Godfather, says he has a project that he's been wanting to make for 40 of those 50 years. And he has just decided that he is going to fund this thing himself.
What is it?
It is well, let me start here. I almost threw my phone against the wall when I was reading this story from GQ magazine, because I was like, he finally decided to fund it himself. It's $100 million project, $125 million project. Do you know how much this guy has made off of wine alone? Wine alone. Not his movie career. Not Godfather, Godfather 2, Apocalypse Now, you name it. He's been banking for years in the film business just off of his wine career.
How much has he made?
Upwards of $182 million off of wine alone.
What the fuck? We're in the wrong business.
And then he's like, after 40 years, he decided to fund this project. I'd be like, what the? I would have been like, he's 80 something. He's 82 years old. Fund the fucking project. You can't take the money with you to the grave. Copes, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Egyptian. Egyptians take the money to the grave.
Well, that's true. Good point. And all the toilet paper, apparently.
Right.
But like on the one hand, I was like so happy that he was like, I'm going to just fund this myself. But on the other hand, I was like, what are you waiting for? You've got all this money. He could put 120 million on this project and still have 60 million socked away. He's fine. He's
going to be just fine. He could fund this thing 3 times over and probably be fine.
Yeah. Let alone what the thing is going to make, you know?
Can you imagine what he pulls in because of The Godfather?
Like still to this day.
Still.
Do you know how many times he sold that thing? It came out in the movies. Then he sold it to HBO or cable or something. Then it came out on VHS. Then it came out on Laserdisc. Then it came out on DVD. Then it came out on HD DVD. Then it came out on Blu-ray. Now it's on streaming services. He's made one thing and sold it fucking 14 times.
And all the merchandise, whatever's come from it. There's Godfather trivia. There's Godfather chess game. All this shit. There's a Godfather name on it.
There's a Godfather lick a homeless guy's asshole game. Okay, Kate McKinnon is behind it too. She's invested.
That's a good.
To your point.
But the spinner is usually. There's a joke there with the spinner. I got nothing. Move on.
I knew it was you, Fredo. You spun that turn.
You broke my heart. You tossed my salad.
You tossed my salad. So he's talking about. So the project is this idea about utopia. It's called Megalopolis.
It's a goofy name, but go ahead.
He says in this article at GQ magazine, the best I can do after literally hours of talking about this the reporter saying this is this. It's a love story that is also a philosophical investigation of the nature of man. It's set in New York, but a New York steeped in the echoes of ancient Rome. Its scale and ambition are vast enough that Coppola has estimated it will cost $120 million to make. What he dreams about, he said, is creating something like It's a Wonderful Life, a movie everyone goes to see once a year forever. On New Year's, instead of talking about the fact that you're going to give up carbohydrates, I'd like this one question to be discussed, which is the society we live in the only one available to us? And discuss it.
All right, now I want to see this thing.
Megalopolis.
Sounds like mega lollipops to me.
It does.
I can go for a mega lollipop.
Mm-hmm.
Megalopolis.
Here's the other thing I found interesting too.
Megatropolis sounds better. Go with Megatropolis.
That's true. That sounds like a bigger area where Superman once lived.
Right. But Megalopolis sounds like a big galumpy dinosaur that lived 100 million years ago. Here we see the Megalopolis. Mainly an herbivore.
Just lazy, just laying on rocks and shit.
I'm a Megalopolis.
That's a good Megalopolis impression. Let me just say.
Thank you.
Yeah. I thought your Trump was good, but your Megalopolis kills.
It's yet to be beaten.
You know what I find about interesting about him is he says that even, and this is what the fuck about Hollywood. He says even though he made The Godfather and then followed it up with Godfather 2, nobody wanted him to make Apocalypse Now. He had to go and like convince people to give him money for Apocalypse Now. The guy who just made two of the greatest films of all time, and they're like, I don't know about this Apocalypse Now movie.
I could be wrong, but didn't he have to go to? He went to Vietnam and filmed it, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Wasn't that like not a great place to go at the time?
Yeah, perhaps not. But he, I mean, again, if it's just weird to me, like Scorsese has talked about this too. Like Scorsese has trouble funding movies, and it's like, how could this be? Like,
I don't know.
Just give these people money, like to make a movie. Like all their movies make money.
If Scorsese came to me and said, "Give me your house, remortgage your house, I'm making a movie," I'd be like, "Yeah, here you go.
Yeah,
my house is your collateral."
And I get it because even those guys have had flops, but
sure,
still, it's like,
I mean, 1 out of every 50.
Yeah,
it's like one in 50 shot that it'll be a flop.
Yeah, I think you could be pretty sure that money's coming back.
All right, maybe 1 in 20. But yeah, I think you'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in if this comes out. Yeah, but he's gonna. I hope they don't get like. See, my problem with these movies, like you get a great story, and then you get some douche to play the lead, and it's like, I don't want to see this.
Shia LaBeouf. I'd
see Shia LaBeouf. He's a little bit of a douche, but he's not like a. I don't know how to say it. Like he's not just this guy who's mugging for the camera. And it's like, oh, look at me. It's just like if we put Ben Affleck in the friggin' movie, I'm not. I had enough. It's enough of Ben Affleck for now. Give him a break.
Shia LaBeouf, more like Shia LaDouche. Am I right, Frank? Why don't you like Ben Affleck? Is he banging J-Lo now? He's happy?
No, I have no problem with Ben Affleck as a person. I just had enough of him in every movie. Like whenever there's a role, like let's get Ben Affleck to play it.
You're talking like that. That was like 1998. It hasn't been like that since then.
No.
Yes.
He's been in a lot. No, he's been in a lot of shit.
He does a movie every like 7 years now. He is not in a lot of shit.
He's Batman. He's in what's that one with the? Do I have to list them? I'll pull it up right now.
I bet you he's
right now.
He's in a movie every 3-4 years.
I think you're incorrect.
By the way, you didn't like Argo? Argo killed.
Yeah.
Argo was great.
See, they don't give these in order. I don't know why they don't do these in year order. Let's see. But whenever he does a movie, it's like the lead is supposed to be this, this type of person, like it's from a book, and it's supposed to be this person. And then they cast Ben Affleck. It's like he looks nothing like that. He's just Ben Affleck.
You're just angry at Ben Affleck.
I might be just.
You're treating Ben Affleck like he voted for Trump, and I don't know if that's warranted. because I think he's a Buttigieg guy.
Is he Buttigieg? Oh, then I like that.
The fuck if I know? I don't know. I thought I'd say the guy that you liked and see if you changed your mind.
Douche. I don't know. I feel like he's just in a lot of stuff, and it's like give some more people a chance.
Here's what I want to know: who was bigger at their peak, in your opinion, Seinfeld or Cosby? Before Frank answers, I want everybody's opinion on this. Drop comments on YouTube, Facebook, shoot me a tweet, email me. All our links and info is up at anthonyonair.com. I want to know everybody's opinion on this. At their peak, who is bigger,
Where did this come
Seinfeld
from?
or Cosby?
Where'd you get this from?
Somebody said it to me today.
Just at a random. Is there like a study, or is there just a random question?
Walked up to me and was like, "Let me ask you a question. Who was bigger in their peak, Seinfeld or Cosby?" And I was like, "Oh shit."
Well, let's see. I am going to say at their peak, peakity peak.
You're talking basically about the two. By the way, it was Cosby first and Seinfeld, but you could make an argument that one handed it off to the other.
Yeah, and what I'll say also is that Cosby's career was longer. He started earlier and ended, whenever the scandal started, which was that 5 years ago? I don't remember exactly when. So he had a longer career. I'll give you that.
Oh, you know why? I think they saw the W. Kamau Bell documentary. That's why.
Oh, okay. I don't know that documentary.
He did that he's got a new documentary out right now. I haven't seen it yet, but we got to talk about Cosby.
Oh, okay.
And it looks interesting.
I mean, it's hard to say because my guess by a slight margin would be Seinfeld, because he was like the 90s was his decade. He went out on top. His show was number one. He was doing a stand-up thing. He had the number one show to this day, considered one of the, if not number one, top 5 sitcoms of all time. I mean,
I think it's Cosby, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
He knew how to handle a woman on a date. That's what. I'm just kidding.
Yikes, man!
No, I think it's Cosby.
For those listening,
I'll tell you why.
Should have seen my face.
I'll tell you why it's Cosby. Both had huge shows, massive shows. You're right. The 90s was Seinfeld's decade. It's a little different, though, because Cosby was like America's dad. And that's different. Jerry was never America's dad or anything like that.
Yeah,
Jerry never.
So was, what's his name? Bob Saget was America's dad, and he's not the.
Yeah, but Bob Saget wasn't
star.
as big. Bob, that doesn't matter. I'm saying.
So what I'm saying is America's dad title does not go to the biggest star.
No, here's why I think it does. Because Jerry was, for the longest time, the aloof, not dating, not married, dating younger girls guy, not as trustworthy or as wholesome as America's dad. Now, in hindsight, boy, were those things wrong, because Seinfeld's a proud father of 3 and a good one at that, from what I hear, and Cosby's Cosby.
Right.
But
at their peak.
So you got Cosby was more trusted. So here's a couple of metrics for you. Commercials. So they both had huge shows that ran for a long time that carried the networks.
Yes, commercials. I don't think he did a lot of commercials.
He didn't, but he had American Express, which is a huge brand.
Right. True.
But Cosby had Jell-O, which was like,
and I think Kodak.
And Kodak, he had a lot. He did a lot more. A lot more. Cosby had those other shows. He had Fat Albert. Sure. He had the one where, didn't he do Kids Say the Darndest Things? He had that.
I think so. For
a while. Seinfeld never had another show.
True.
Never had.
But we're talking about his peak. You got to go. Cosby's peak was when, and what was his height?
Well, I think his height was the TV show.
I mean, he might have had a steady, great career for a long time, but did he ever surpass the peak of Seinfeld?
Cosby, when it was the Cosby Show, that was
the Cosby Show was huge. Was it the best show ever, according to anyone?
I mean, I think Seinfeld was a more savvy, brilliant show, but that doesn't mean that it was bigger. It doesn't mean
Yeah,
it was
but
bigger.
people consider it to be one of, if not the best sitcom of all time.
Yeah. And then my last point is movies. Cosby did a shit ton of movies.
Yeah, but they weren't all good movies. Neither were Seinfeld's.
Seinfeld only did B
B
movie,
movie comedian or whatever the hell that was.
a documentary, but yeah, coincidentally, which they're both in together
Weird.
because he goes to see Cosby.
Yeah, but we're talking the peak.
Talking about, well, yes, but I mean, a peak. I'm going to give you on the way up in the peak and then on the way down. I mean, because it all matters. Because when you're on the way down, you're kind of all getting it because of the peak.
Yeah, sure, but we're talking about whenever we've hit that height, the maximum height of each celebrity, whose was the peakiest,
Mm-hmm.
whose peak was higher, and I think at their peak, absolute peak, I think Seinfeld was more popular in his prime. And I think a little, I don't know, because Cosby was around, but he was around longer, and I think his peak kind of, because it stretched over a longer period of time. I don't think he ever. I mean, he was huge, of course, at his peak, but I don't know. I think maybe Seinfeld was just a little higher. I don't know. I'd have to see numbers whose popularity, the ratings, the this or that. But in my opinion, I think Seinfeld's peak was a little higher.
And again, so I'll go back to this too. I think Cosby's peak was higher because at the time of his peak, you didn't really have cable. You didn't have cable to compete against the way Seinfeld had cable to compete against. When the Cosby Show was on, there wasn't shit on anything else.
Well, that's my point. Seinfeld had to compete against all these things, and
He won, yeah, but he didn't. You're just still splitting the audience. Whereas when it was time for a Cosby Show, everybody was fucking on the Cosby Show. That was it. It was Cosby Show time. It was the same thing like MASH. Like people make a big deal out of MASH because fucking there wasn't anything else on when MASH was on. So that was it. That was the thing to watch. If MASH had to compete against, Breaking Bad and, all this other shit.
Yeah, but the point is, if
it'd have been a great show, but it wouldn't have been what it was.
Well, that's the point. Seinfeld did compete against all this stuff, and he still came out on top. It didn't hurt him.
I think the thing is who had a hold on America more during their peak time? I think it was Cosby.
I think Seinfeld was a little more.
The Cosby Show.
They were both huge.
Right. The Cosby Show ran from 84 to 92. When did Seinfeld start? 92 or 91?
91 to like 98.
Yeah.
It was 9 years, 9 seasons.
Yeah.
Seinfeld went 9 seasons, started in 89.
In 89, okay. And then that was like when they got the 4-episode thing?
Yeah, so 5 episodes in the first season. Final episode was 98, so 89 to 98.
I should have said Cosby knew how to make a cocktail. That was the line. I didn't get the line right.
Darn.
It's a live show. What are you going to do? These things happen. This is why I forgive, this is why I forgive people. Sometimes you think of something and you don't get it out the right way until 5 minutes later, and it doesn't matter. It's all just a joke anyway. People relax. Let me give you another reason why I'm right. Cosby lived in a brownstone on the Cosby Show. Seinfeld had a shitty 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, and he made that 1-bedroom apartment iconic.
He made that shit work for him, though. I'll tell you what. Like I watched this episode the other night where his parents came to visit and he was sleeping on the couch. His parents were sleeping in his bed.
Oh, there was in the earlier seasons, he didn't even have a bedroom. It was just the main room, the living room, kitchen, bathroom. And then when the parents slept over, they slept on his bed was the pull-out bed, was the couch.
Really?
In the earlier seasons, seasons 1 and 2, when it was the original dad, when he was chasing that woman over a couple of seasons.
That's right. His parents were on the pull-out couch.
Parents sleeping on the pull-out, and he was staying either on I don't remember where he was, either on the floor at the neighbors or at Kramer's or something. But he wasn't staying in his bed. He goes, I come home, My parents are in my bed.
That's right.
So yeah, he didn't even have the bedroom back then. I gotta tell you, more iconic of an apartment. You know, it was one room. It was like Cheers, one room, and that made the whole show for the most part.
I don't know. All right, are we on opposing views? Agree to disagree?
I'll agree to disagree. That's fine.
All right, this is another thing. The Kardashians. This was pointed out to me too today. The Kardashians date in trends. Have you noticed this? They at one point were dating athletes. Like it was
Right.
Lamar Odom and who was the guy that Kim was married to for 5 seconds? I forget his name. The basketball player.
There's another something with a K. I remember he had a K name.
Yeah. Then it was Black Eyes, right? It was Kanye and you know, she had a kid with somebody else, the Chloe. And now it's scrawny white dudes. It's Pete Davidson and the fucking drummer from Blink 182.
Chris Humphries.
Humphreys, that's it.
Right. And Ray J. Nick Cannon. Apparently they
He
dated.
was in there for a little bit.
All I did was, let's see, Kim Kardashian boyfriends list. This is what let me see.
Yeah. But it's weird though, because the sisters, they have you like that's a fucking pattern. That's a trend, which is basically typical sister. Like I shouldn't say sister, sibling behavior. When one has something, the other one wants it.
Yeah. Nick Lachey?
Really?
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
This was in the early days. This was before Ray J and before everybody. It was. Yeah, it's a weird Damon Thomas. There's there's a lot, there's not a big list, to be fair, of people she's dated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is Kanye. I guess 10 would be Pete Davidson.
I'm a little mad at her for Kanye. We all knew that was gonna end poorly. And I feel like she shouldn't have don't even start it.
She got her kids out of it.
She could have had anybody she wanted though. I mean,
I'm sure she doesn't regret her kids.
No,
as far as someone can, handle.
Who doesn't regret their kids?
Yikes.
But I don't know. I feel like she could have had anybody she wanted, and Kanye was clearly a bad choice from the beginning.
She, it's her taste.
It's her life to ruin. That's true.
It's her decision.
I'll tell you what. The Justin Trudeau, he's aggravating me more and more on a daily basis. The longer his hair gets, the more I just don't like him. I just don't care for him whatsoever.
Because of his long hair?
He looks like such a doucher with this fucking haircut. Like, it's not... I have a real problem with people growing their hair out now. Like, last year and the year before was the time for that shit. COVID hair and everything. Everybody was letting it all hang out. That was the thing now. Like, shit's back on track, and you're fucking sitting there with, like, oh, I'm going to just grow my shit out. I don't care for that at all.
It has nothing to do with COVID. He just wants to grow it longer.
Looks like a doucher.
Yeah.
Here he is, and here's the headline to go along with it. Ottawa police have started protesting COVID-19 restrictions. They're arresting people. They're towing away vehicles in Ottawa today. To stop the 3-week-long protest of hundreds of truckers who disagree with the country's COVID-19 restrictions. Earlier in the week, Trudeau enacted the Emergencies Act. We talked about that. And now they're actually hauling people away in cuffs.
That's what happens.
Supposedly, the Freedom Convoy people are talking about now, I think, especially since this is happening, they're talking about moving on to the States and making little tiny convoys all across the country here in the United States. What aggravates me about this is all the COVID restrictions are basically being lifted anyway because all the numbers are non-existent now. And I would hate it if these assholes came in and they were like, see, we ended it. Not to say that they're assholes. They're doing what they want to do. They have a right to protest. I'm not saying that. But I could just see they're going to get there and knock out that. They'll be there for the last 5 minutes and be like, thank us, America. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Taking all the credit.
They're just taking all the fucking credit.
You see?
By the way, here's another thing that got tossed in the thing today. Bill Gates is out there going, there's going to be another pandemic. Shut the fuck up, asshole. Like we all that's be like, hey, oh, it's your birthday. Just a reminder, you're one day closer to dying. Like we don't fucking need to hear this right now.
No, if you know that, tell the people that need to know.
Right?
Otherwise, there's nothing I could do about it.
Yeah.
There's
Shut
nothing
the
we can
fuck
do
up.
about it right now. When it becomes a thing, before it becomes a thing, the people who need to handle it should handle it. But I can't prevent it until we know it's a thing.
Fucking asshole face.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there.
All right, I like to go over my TikToks, Frank, and there is this young lady called Sam Ramsdell.
Okay.
I don't think this is a filter. This woman has the largest mouth I have ever seen. And that's including my wife.
Oh boy, you're gonna pay for that one.
And my mother.
Pay for that one too. I think I've seen this woman. If it's the same woman I'm thinking of. Yep.
Look at the fucking hubcap on her face. So she's at this pizza.
Bigger.
She's at this pizza place, and she's.
I like the shirt.
Ask me about my body. That is a good shirt. It's a ballsy shirt to be wearing out in public. Watch her when she takes up. This came across my TikTok. Watch her when she takes a bite of this sandwich. Hold on a second.
Is she gonna eat that whole thing? Like,
look, even from far away, she's got a huge. Look how big her mouth is. Wait, watch this.
I think she's a record. She's the record holder. I think, right?
Look.
Right.
That's a sub sandwich. She just put down her gullet. That's a big mouth. Look at that mouth.
Oh man.
You shitting me?
Yeah, I've seen her before. She does like the Guinness record thing. She has the biggest mouth. She is enjoying it too. Look at that.
Remember in Anchorman when he sprays the cologne and somebody walks by and she's like, it smells like Bigfoot's dick.
Yeah.
I instantly thought of this because I thought this girl could take Bigfoot's dick, no problem.
I would imagine so.
Look at that. Jesus Christmas.
That is something. I can't even. Shit. I'm at a loss. Look at that. I am at a loss for words.
I mean, yeah. Here's the other thing. I don't know where she is. I know they just showed it, but people injecting burrata with sauce, cut that shit out. Stop that right now. Look,
yeah, well, you don't need
to just crack it open and eat. There's sauce all around it. What are you doing? Stop it.
That is a big mouth. Good for her.
It's a huge mouth, man. A huge mouth. Viola, Frankie C. Viola.
Viola to you too. As long as we're on the Viola train. Now, apparently, I lost the thing, but I'm going to bring it back up. So Viola Davis will be playing Michelle Obama in a movie called The First Lady.
Obama, as I like to call her.
Yeah. So let's see if I get a shot of her as Obama.
Oh, you got a shot? I would love a shot.
Yeah. Can I show a photo of?
Yeah, you got it quickly. Fast.
All right.
Fast. Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so that's her as Michelle Obama.
Who's playing him?
Photo via @Film Updates.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Thanks, Film Updates.
@Film Updates.
Who's playing Big Cat?
I'm looking. Not 100% on that. There's a photo of him. I'm not sure who the actor is.
It's a good sign. While we're on the topic, don't forget, gotten all that new merch in the store, including that Viola shirt. Voila, there's the Viola. Right there for you to grab. Premium tee, you get it in a hoodie and everything else. Also, our new clothing line with the Ghead. And we got the My Phone's About to Die line. And, of course, the JSAB Stare line. I mean... Okay.
I have the name of the actor playing Barack Obama. I don't know this actor. And I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name. But here's the name. The name is O-T. So O-T.
Mm-hmm.
Last name is Fagbbenle.
O-T, forget about it.
Right.
Forget about it.
So I don't know who that is, but...
Who's that guy in the movie?
Kind of looks like him.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. So we'll see when that comes out. There's a trailer out, though.
Shop Anthony on air. Oh, yeah?
There is.
I'm gonna watch that trailer. You know what I've been getting hit with lately is the Elvis trailer. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's Baz Luhrmann.
Okay, and I saw it, and I was like, another movie about Elvis, and then they were like from Baz Luhrmann, and I'm like, yep, I'm in. That fucking Baz Luhrmann he is a visual, just, I mean, he's fantastic.
I mean, I can't think of anything other than Romeo and Juliet that I've seen.
The Gatsby.
I haven't seen it.
His Gatsby is just, I mean, when you're going into a story that you already know the story and you can make that exciting and new, that's fucking talent. And I saw Gatsby in the special 3D thing, the one where you don't really have to wear glasses, but it still looks 3D-ish.
Cool.
Amazing. Like, I'll still watch it on TV when it comes on every now and then.
Right.
But for the most part, I just think about the first time I saw it, and it was just so freaking good.
Yeah, I gotta watch
Fan
that
feedback, Frankie C.
Love this part of the show, the fan feedback, baby.
Everybody does. Somebody else. Here's the first fan feedback. And when I don't catch the episode, I'm not reading this because I just remembered it. The comment was, when I don't catch the episode live, I fast forward to the fan feedback segment first, and then I'll go back and watch the other ones. I hope that doesn't offend you. And the answer is,
wrong with that.
Exactly, it doesn't offend me. It doesn't offend you, does it?
It's fine with me. You know, that's why we put the titles on the screen there, so you can find the part you want.
Skip to whatever you want to do.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. See, I wish we had JSABs for this episode. Save Yourself wrote, "Can you guys maybe lay off That's What She Said?" No, let me read this again. Can you guys maybe lay off That's What She Said crap that you're using every 2.5 seconds? I've long understood that misogyny will be the absolute last bastion of douchiness to fall right off after the rights of every possible combination of parts of minorities and gender quietness and animal. Like, I don't know.
Basically, she's got a problem with That's What She Said because
yeah,
it's just, I don't know why.
Why does every female listener have to confront that every episode just because your psycho of a co-host thinks that's beneficial to her career to crap on her sisters continuously? That was my favorite part, when she shit on J-Sabs. Then I think she's got a point.
Yeah, I could jump on that train.
And J-Sabs is a psycho, so clearly she's not. This is not a one-time listener.
She's been watching.
Somebody who knows the show.
She's done her homework.
Yeah, I feel like That's What She Said has been used less lately, but maybe perhaps I'm wrong.
I think she just hasn't been on the show as much.
It could also be that as well too.
Last 3 episodes she wasn't on.
Leisha or Lisha, not sure. But she wrote, "Yay, you read my comment last episode. Loved Viola, bear porridge, go ahead. As I'm drinking my dark roast Jumpstart coffee while snow comes down hard here in Colorado."
Ooh, Colorado.
Comes down hard. By the way,
thing that she inferred.
Okay, I forgot this part of the comment. She just said That's What She Said. This is from Lisha. She said that after the Colorado one.
Well, one of J-Sab's sisters.
Please let J-Sabs tell her job tales. That's true. Yet another thing we've teased and had not gotten to for like
weeks
4 weeks now. Viola PTSD is contagious. You guys are the best. Hashtag Frank Fap Fan Club. What is Fap? Does that mean she's masturbating to you?
It does.
It's disgusting.
That makes 2 of us, baby.
I can't believe you found somebody to marry you. Now you got fucking people that are openly admitting to masturbating to you. It's beyond me.
I think that's the sound effect for that.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah. You're welcome.
There's a secret fan club of people who like to masturbate to the show watching Frank. It's unbelievable. Here, should we delegate? Should we, put a certain amount of time where you're just taking up the whole screen so that we don't ruin people's...
Should I do the whole Howard Stern thing?
What's that?
Turn up the bass. Turn down the treble. Yeah. Should I do that? I'm not going to do that.
No, please don't do that. I can't. But I think we're going to give Frank dedicated 5 minutes of screen time during a random topic just for the people who are
Hey,
Cranking one out to him.
I did the whole Jumpstart Coffee read by myself. You scroll back in this episode, you
There
got
you go.
a good 60 seconds of me there.
And I'll just say this: if you had an orgasm during that read, you are obligated to purchase more Jumpstart coffee.
Yeah,
Okay,
otherwise you're stealing orgasms.
that's true. That's orgasm theft, and it will not be tolerated on this podcast.
FBI warning in the beginning of this podcast. It is not a victimless crime.
Oh, damn it! Now we got to Photoshop one of them FBI warnings. Oh Jesus. Okay.
Yep.
Maxie writes in, I get your point about royal money, but I'm sure just like our president, she pulls an annual salary. I get what you're saying about the queen giving the money to Andrew to pay off the people he abused.
Right.
But if she can at least call her salary her money, then none of us own our own money that we get paid from our jobs. Our employers could dictate what we spent our money on. It doesn't work that way. Even if you just look at the government and no one works for the government can control how they choose to spend their money. There's also inherited money. A lot of that is likely also original taxpayer money, but the family was likely wealthy in the first place, which is how they eventually became royals. Well, that's my point. They
Once
can't,
it's your money, of course.
but they can't escape the fact that it came from the people all the time. So now my uncles they were like, oh, you know, the royal family's money really comes from wealth, land ownership. Land ownership. Their wealth comes from land ownership, and that's a good point. True. And I looked it up even more afterwards. That my other uncle brought up a good point. He was saying that people go to visit Buckingham Palace. They go to visit the royal family. They are a tourist attraction that brings in money to the place.
Sure.
But nobody's really been able to nail down. My uncle said this too, and it's true. I looked it up. Nobody's been able to really nail down how much they cost versus how much they bring in for that country. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care if they own wealth, if they own land, or if this was inherited money. It came from the people. Whether it came from the people this year or it came from the people 150 years ago, it doesn't matter to me. It came from the people. Their money. I agree with this person. Like, you make money, nobody should tell you how to dictate it. It's not your employer's money. That's true, except when you're in public service. When you're in public service, it's a different story.
Agreed. There are exceptions, and public service is one.
Rachel writes in, the queen is on welfare paid by the people. It really is welfare. Indira writes, Anthony, you are hilarious. What a smart ass. Love it.
Hey, a fan.
And I got one. She didn't masturbate to me, but I guess I'll take it.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Not everybody's willing to admit it.
That's very, very true. Herself wrote in, can't breathe, with a lot of laughing emojis. She said that herself.
See, she could be one of the. Why can't she breathe? I mean,
yes. Christy wrote in on Facebook, dude, I am unfollowing you due to your co-host. In parentheses, she wrote, man.
That would be me.
You.
I hope.
For your co-host due to your co-host being so offensive, let me know when he is gone. Christy, I will let you know.
Yeah, we'll send you an email. Send you an email right away.
I will say I've been with Frank for how many? Fifth grade, sixth grade,
fifth grade. Since
the fifth grade, we've been together.
Yeah. How far back do you and who is this?
Christy.
How far back do you guys go?
Her first communication with me was yesterday.
Okay.
But she does.
I could see you leaving me for her.
It's tempting. She looks pretty too. Not that should matter, but I'm just saying.
Hey, did she explain what I did that was so offensive?
I don't know. I will say it does say her title in her bio, and she works for a pretty big deal.
What do you mean?
Yeah, she's a pretty big deal. She works for a very big
government?
Real big outlet. Yeah.
Government.
I don't want to say. I'm not here to blow it because this was a DM, so people can't see this.
Oh, all right.
I'll text it to you so you can see it. That's not my place to blow up Christie's. That's why I didn't read her last name.
That's fine. But she was offended. That's all she wrote. Is there any more?
Dude, I'm unfollowing you due to your co-host being so offensive. Let me know when he's gone. I mean, you are offensive. You do. Remember that Cosby joke you made earlier?
Yeah. Believe me, if I'm offensive, no, I'm gonna see it right now. Okay.
You do offend me when you're not funny on the show when you talk about facts and stuff. I find that offensive.
Okay.
That's a pretty big.
It's all right.
I mean,
Something.
might not be allowed on a.
It's bigger than my job, but
You might not be allowed on a mode of transportation anytime soon.
all right.
If I get pulled off a plane because of you, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I'll tell you that
That would
right
be
now.
hilarious. You're on the no-fly list. I think we kind of blew up where she worked, but I don't. I'm not trying to be offensive.
Do you want to stay, or should I just go with Christy? Because I've chosen women over you before. I could do it. Never in a podcasting sense, but
Let's hear a call.
I've definitely left you at bars for girls before. I've done that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if that happens, I start Frank on air,
Oh,
and we go head to head. See how
FOA.
many-
That should be good. I would like to
FOA.
tune into FOA.
FOA times a week.
When is FOA on? Oh, easy. FOA times a week.
So you're only on 3 times a week.
That's true.
That's how we win. We here at FOA. We know what we're doing.
That's how we win.
It's how we beat the competition.
Did you watch me on Anthony on Air? Well, now you can watch me even more. FOA times a week.
Get
I
your
love
fix.
I love it.
All right.
You better get frankonair.com before Christy buys it.
It's probably gone already. Every time I try to sign up for anything, any name I pick is always chosen already.
This is like when Facebook is like, we're going to be Meta. And they're like, did you get meta.com? Shit.
Whoops.
Somebody already owns it? All right, we got to pay $1 billion for it.
Oopsie.
All right, that's it, Frankie C.
That's it. We're gonna leave off with the offended one.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
It was the one we left off with your fan.
What? No, that was the
What
one.
was the last one?
That was the one who got mad at you.
Read a positive one.
There was a lot of everybody. Thank you to all the thanks for reminding me of this, Frank. Thanks to all the people who told us it was Dutchy.
Oh yeah.
Not douchey.
We don't know.
One person said Duchy. I don't,
So is it Duchy or Dutchy?
Fuck if I know. I don't know.
Still,
here's my issue. Here's my issue with a lot of this. People write it in, and I voice record it and send it. I still don't know. If writing it is not going to help me. Okay.
I mean, if you you have a lot. What helps me is sounds like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Dutchy could sound like clutchy. Make it like it sounds like these 2 words combined. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Spell it phonetically too. That'd help.
The Royals are a criminal cartel, says Jackie. Mariah says that we are her favorite Italians. That's huge because Tony Soprano does exist. He's out there. The Godfather. That's all there. But
Sinatra.
Sinatra. She probably wasn't thinking that when she just said hi to her favorite podcast. But we'll blow it up to that level.
That sounds like a 3 glass of wine comment.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take it.
Swan responded to our Whoopi Goldberg's racist recipe video, the highlight. Remember, we're putting out the vertical videos now. Please watch them, share them. Thank you.
Stay tuned for our diagonal videos.
Yeah, she writes, how is that racist if she's Jewish? Did you call out Roseanne when she made Holocaust cookies dressed in Nazi attire?
We did.
Thank you.
After the fact, because we weren't a podcast when that actually happened.
No,
I don't think we existed yet. Our podcast.
I was doing it before. That was before you and Jay said, before it became the real podcast.
Right.
Yes.
But we did, when we talked about Whoopi, we did reference Roseanne. And
also, Whoopi Goldberg is a stage name. She's not really Jewish.
No, it's not her real name. That's right.
So
that's like, I remember. No. This is moving on.
You gonna make another bad Bill Cosby joke?
Stupid joke.
Tell you, it doesn't go over well.
The Bill Cosby thing it's all you, buddy.
Gail writes in. This made me laugh. So, Frankie, you don't like Trump?
You want me to be clear?
Yeah,
because I'll be clearer.
that's basically a good one. All right,
Not a
we'll leave it
fan.
there.
Not a big fan.
Debbie wrote in, love to you all from Canada. Keep it up. The world needs more laughter. Thanks. I mean, just leave it to a Canadian to just
I
say
love
something
that.
wonderful.
Yeah, more comments, please. We love them. Comment on the YouTube pages and on Facebook, wherever we have our videos up. Leave the comments. We'll try to get to them. We see them all. We read, as they come in. We see them as much as we can.
Bambi, the Queen owns the rights to publish the King James Bible. I wonder if that's true.
Ooh.
I heard a lot of things that the Queen makes money off of that she has. Yeah, it's a lot of shit. It's just weird. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, I almost feel like she's making a percentage off of this show. That's how much shit she's got.
That could very well be.
Mm-hmm. And then Glowworm will give him the last word, or her. More F word. Time to step it up, Frankie C. So there you go. More cursing.
All right. I thought the F word was Frankie C.
No.
All right. I'm in.
I'm out.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
It. Fuck yeah. Catch you guys on the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Don't forget to grab some of that fancy new merch that we just showed off a second ago. And of course, the Jumpstart Coffee Company that is available to you. Link in the description below. Order now. I'm not sure how much longer than 15% is going to be going on for. Can I drop that bomb?
What?
Yes.
What is that?
I don't know. We did Hero Soap for a while, and then we stopped it. So we did Jumpstart we've been doing Jumpstart for a while now. I'm not sure how much longer that will go for. We'll see. So jump on it now. Jump on the Jumpstart now. 15%. Link in the description below. Promo code AOA15 at the time of ordering. Thank you guys so much for watching. AnthonyDaniel.com has all our other links. We'll catch you on the next episode.